Yeah, what up? Base Boxing Basement Triple B. Please hit at least a like and hype. It's all free. So, yeah, like Joe Frazier, the legendary Joe Frazier. I always thought he was a bit hard done by, in the sense that he was treated badly by Muhammad Ali. He bullied him a bit. It was ugly. It was ugly that. Joe Frazier was no saint either. Yeah? He had 11 kids by, I think, 6 different women, man. But at least he wasn't a woman beater. A woman beating nonce like Muhammad Ali. And yeah, check it out. Ali was 30 when he went with a 12-year-old. And he impregnated a 15-year-old when he was in his 30s too. So what do you know about that, homeboy? Why does Ali get fated? Joe Frazier was very bitter about that. But anyway, he had a lot of kids. And a couple of them were very good fighters. Marvis Frazier, who famously fought Larry Holmes, and also he fought Mike Tyson when he got blown up. But he was a very good amateur as well, and he was a good fighter, but he was just too small to be a heavyweight. And now he's a preacher man. And he's content, he's happy when you see him get interviewed. He comes across really well. Unfortunately, he met 2 of the best, and they did blow him out in the round, but like I said, he wasn't really big enough to be a heavyweight. He would have been, he was heavily outweighed by Holmes. 19 pounds, and even Tyson was bigger than him. So, but well done. Marvis is a preacher man and doing well. There's Joe Frazier Jr., who boxed as a pro. He was actually, his real name is actually Hector. And he's an interesting character. He boxed at, he was welterweight mainly. He had a decent record, 23 wins, 19 KOs, 7 losses. I think he was a bit more troubled. He had potential, but he didn't quite make it to the top. Most of the big fights that he had, he lost. Vinny Pazienza stopped him. Weirdly, Peter Eubanks, Chris Eubank Sr.'s brother, beat him in really quite a big upset, but he was considered a decent prospect at one time. Now, he's as well Hector, aka Joseph Jr. I don't know. I was looking into him. He seems to be doing well. He's the CEO now of a non-profit company to do with Joe Frazier's name, and he looks well. He looks in good shape. I don't know, he was in a bit of trouble with the law. He got 3.5 years for stealing a young boy's bike, which is a bit weird. A young boy's bike, which seems a bit excessive, 3.5 years for stealing a bike. I don't know, maybe there was some assault in there. And also, the other fighter, Jackie Frazier lied, who fought Ali's daughter, but, who cares about women's boxing? Women's boxing's whack, especially then. But yeah. There is Joe Frazier's youngest son, right? And he's mainly known for he's not a fighter. We'll get on to whether he tried it or not. But he's known for being runner-up in USA Big Brother. Now, if you watch that kind of shit, you're an embarrassment. But let's just have a little look at, what Derek Frazier is doing. What is going on? This brother looking zesty, man. This brother looking moist. Yeah, he got sugar in his tank, man. He's light on his feet. He's a little bit fruity, man. He plays for the other team. He dances at the other end of the ballroom. This brother theatrical. This brother good with colors. This brother gonna coordinate your curtains with your cushions, and that shit gonna look good. Yeah? This brother lifts skirts. This brother on the down low. This brother be a toilet trader. This brother gardens uphill. This brother packs fudge. He's a friend of Dorothy. He feels the love that dare not speak its name. He loves to dance. He's of the Uranian Brotherhood. He indulges in the French vice. He has an antipathic sexual instinct, and he's fluent in Polari. He's a refugee from Sodom. He's on the wrong bus. He bats for the other team. He's temperamental. He's one of those, by the look of things, if you catch my drift. Yeah. If you know what that copy paste is about, you know. You've probably been on the Brazilian hair braiding forum. Now, this is some weird stuff, man. This is some weird stuff. And Derek Frazier is known as Big D. Yeah, I don't, it's got connotations, right? Corey connotations. Tyson Fury is probably packing his bag to go and do a Corey inspection right over there with Big D. Or maybe it's just he's a big fat bugger. He's like the zesty black version of Britain's most famous and disgusting glutton, Big John Fisher. So let's see what Big D, Derek Frazier, has got to say about his own family. Let's see what he thinks. Let's see what he talks like.
11 of us. We all had. Let's be honest, fellas. My dad couldn't keep his dick in his pants. Okay, there's about six different mothers. Okay, and there's about let me see. There's 11 of us. Six boys, 5 girls. So I was the last. I'm the last of the last. Marvis Frazier, who's the oldest, who also fought, was the oldest. My sister Jackie, who also fought. She fought Layla Ali, and then I also had my brother Hector, who passed away, and he also fought. So those were the 3 main children that have been in the boxing, field and career.
And you guys all have relationships with each other, even though
we do have relationships with each other. But I'm gonna be honest with you. I love my brothers and sisters, but unfortunately, we're just like every other family. We have issues, we have problems, we can't get it together. And I try to be a good representation of keeping the young generation and keeping our name alive. Where they're still trying to fight over non-existing money that's not there, where I'm over here trying to be like, I'm trying to build myself a foundation for myself to take care of me and my mom. And I'm also still trying to keep daddy's name alive so people actually care. Okay. But they don't understand that. But at the end of the day, I still love them.
Damn, he's zesty. He fruity. Oh, yeah. Why is it the Batty boys, all they talk about is Corey's? All they would talk about is Batty business and Corey's. Let's be honest, my dad couldn't keep his dick in the pants. Yeah, I bet, I bet your dad was real proud. Huh? At least your dad liked women's. At least you like women's. Yeah? Unlike you fruit, And, he goes on to try and portray himself as some kind of hero. A lot of Battyman's a real egotist and self-centered. Oh, I'm just trying to keep the family together. I wonder if Joe Frazier knew. Well, how could you not? How could you not, man? You know what I'm saying? This guy looks so fruity, so fruity. He makes, he's a big bowl of fruit, this buck. He makes AKA Skins seem like Hulk Hogan, Skins, Anthony Joshua's boyfriend. But, look at this picture, man, of them together. He must have known. Poor guy, man. And if he didn't, he must be spinning in his grave. The poor brother. Yeah, anyway, let's look at another video. Yeah? And this is Derek Zesty Big D Frazier talking about how Joe never wanted him to be a boxer, which is not hardly surprising, man, because this zesty buck don't belong in any ring. Yeah, the only ring this buck is interested in has no ropes and is located in the Batty type area, if you know what I'm talking about.
Never wanted me to be a boxer. I tried amateur.
Wow.
No, that's what I think. That's what people don't understand. People don't understand. Even my brother Marvis, who's the oldest out of all of us, he went into boxing, and my dad told him, "This ain't for you. I'm telling you, don't need to be doing it."
No, this ain't for you. It's interesting actually to know that Joe Frazier Sr. didn't want any of his sons to box. He obviously didn't want Derek Zesty Big D because he knows, like I said, he don't belong in no boxing ring. Yeah, in some other kind of ring, sure. But it's interesting because Joe Frazier was really behind Marvis Frazier's career actually. So I was quite surprised to hear he was very involved. So I was quite surprised to hear he didn't want any of his children to box. And well, you know, the weird thing was Big Derek. Yeah, he was a fat, disgusting hog, but he managed to lose some weight, and eventually, I think he had some kind of white collar fight or something like this. So you know, let's have a look at Joe Frazier's son, his 11th kid. Let's see what kind of skills this guy has. Well. I mean, you know, you can see him hitting the back. Weird enough, he's got a tattoo of boxing gloves and Frazier written on his arm, but, you know, that's as close as he's getting to boxer, to being a real boxer. He's a feather-fisted, zesty buck, you know, and you know that his dad must be, must have said, look, this ain't for you, son. Not just because I don't believe the Derek story. Oh, he didn't want any of us to box because he was very involved in his two sons, Joe Frazier Jr. and Marvis's career. I think he was just saying to Derek, man, boxing ain't for you. You're zesty. You obviously did not inherit my skills, or my genetics. You're weak. You're a batty man. You can't fight. And you know. Anyway, let's look at some more footage of this buck. Yeah, let's hear Big D talk more about his life. About his life. Let's see what he's got to say about his lifestyle.
I lost my virginity to a girl, so I'm not as they call it, a gold star gay. So I lost my virginity to a girl.
that's a term?
What
is that? Wow.
You never heard of a gold star gay?
Nah, bro.
Sounds like I really got to educate your viewers. Okay, a gold star gay, and then there's a platinum gay. So if a platinum gay...
I think I know the
Okay, so what is a platinum gay?
Isn't the platinum gay the one that's never, like... They came out through C-section, so they've never even touched the vagina.
Yes.
Touched the vagina.
I never touched the vagina ever. I never had a chance.
Yes.
I don't even about the pussy. You about nothing.
I never even touched it.
Don't put no pussy on my name ever.
Yes.
I'm clean over here, bro.
Don't put no pussy on my
name.
It's
So
crazy.
there's a platinum gay, and then there's a gold star gay. So there's different. Gold stars come out the vagina. Okay, but a platinum gay comes out the
Diamond
stomach.
gays were never even born.
They disappeared fantastically.
Oh, vomit. What kind of buck show is this? LGBT Batty Business buck show. Who watches this kind of shit? Oh, I lost my virginity to a girl, but I'm a gold buck. I'm a gold batty buck. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So he claims he actually lost virginity to a woman. I know a lot of batty guys that actually started off on women. But, someone as camp as Derek Big D, I don't know, it's difficult to imagine him, especially his fat Zach getting on top of a woman. But hey, Big John Fisher can do it. But I guess he started off with women, but he obviously switched sides rapidly. The Lavender team recruited him, and they made him a top draft pick. And he moved onto Batty Business. And here's some more. Here's some more from Big D. Well, would you look at that? Look at that fruitiness. Huh? Big D likes the white boys. Huh? Big D is a snow queen. He only likes whites. Well, there's another picture of him saying there's 3 kinds of chocolate men. 3 kinds of chocolate men, but it looks like Big D not only likes white boys, he likes dressing up as a cowboy and mincing around. I don't know, and I don't really know if I want to know whether he's a top or a bottom. If he's a bottom, then he's getting oil drilled. Or at least his batty is getting oil drilled. If he's a top, he's a snow queen. But, it's just... I don't know, man. Mincing around in cowboy boots and a cowboy hat. I don't know. This is no good, man. And let's find out what he's got to say about being big.
When it comes to the bear community, I feel like the POCs in the bear community do not get the same praise as the white bears, and I feel like that's such a big problem.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I wish I could break the barriers, because I'm like, why? Like, even when it comes to It took what? How long did it take Nasty Pig to finally get like people with POCs on there? If you think about it.
Dom top means, which means I grab you by your back and neck, put your face down, up and
on top of that, this is a prime example of how some white gays fantasize about black men, seeing them as this aggressive, hypersexual, and only good for sex and not love. And this man ain't helping the case at all. But let's continue the video.
Damn, this fruity talk is making me want to vomit. So he's obviously a bear, which means, you know, them big hairy types, you know, them big bucks. Well, white guys as well, but they're usually hairy. They quite often have big beards. They're usually fat. You know what I'm saying? And he's whinging about racism in the community because of them. You know, it's so much easier to be a white bear than a person of color bear. And he's talking about, white guys always, you know, they always want us black guys to be aggressive and be tops instead of love. I want to change the community. He's such a fruit, man. And look, he's whinging about racism all the time in the community. And this buck, only likes white boys. I don't know. There must be some kind of bizarre fetish thing or some kind of dominance thing, or I don't know, man. I don't know what goes on in the room, man. And maybe he gets one of those fruits to call him all kinds of slur words, and he has to call him massa as he crawls around the floor with an apple in his mouth or something, yeah, and a gimp mask, whilst one of those skinny white fruits, you know, insults him and whips him. I don't know, man. These guys are very creepy. That's the kind of sickness they get up to. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What we have here is one fruity, super fruity buck, man. Super fruity buck in a bowl. And, you know, he likes to moralize Derek Frazier, Big D. There's this thing he wrote on his ex. It still blows my mind that the lightest head I get from the gay men in my own community. You think being gay men being uplifting each other? Instead, it feels like jealousy and competition. I had my big brother moment. I'm not your rival. Don't be mad at me. Because casting didn't pick you. Support the ones who made it through that door. There's plenty of opportunities for us to shine on TV. I mean, you know. As I said, you know, a lot of these guys, these fruits, they're self-obsessed. All they do is talk about themselves, Corys, how great they are, how you all haters and jealous. Anyway, there you have it. There you have it. Derek Frazier, Big D, the 11th and most tragic son of Joe Frazier. You know, a zesty fruit who likes to wear cowboy hats and likes to be battered around the ring by skinny, creepy white boys. Like I said, but Joe, I'm a big fan of Joe Frazier, and he died young at 67, but at least he didn't get to see this kind of disgustingness. Like he'd be like, what? This is my legacy? This great, obese, zesty fruit is my son? You know? It's tragic, really. But yeah, seems to be a lot of batty business in the community. I mean, you know, you got Deontay Wilder's a bit fruity. Obviously, Anthony Joshua's a fruit, a.k.a. Skins. Big D Frazier. I don't know, man. There's some weird stuff going on, man. Anyway, I think I'm going to go and be sick. So peace in the Middle East. Speak later.